record. I almost forgot. All right, so let's go. Welcome to the masterclass. Today is January 25th, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy New Year if I haven't wished you a Happy New Year yet. Yes, it's still the beginning of 2024, so even if you made some New Year's resolution and it's maybe not going as well as you thought, don't give up. It's still just the beginning of the year. It's not all or nothing. And I hope you're watching from a comfortable spot. We're going to be here together for about 45 minutes. So grab your coffee, grab your tea. If you are here live, I'd love to know where you're watching from. So go ahead and type in the chat. If you mouse over the bottom, there's a little chat box. You can type in there. Or go ahead and turn on your camera. Let me see your face, and you can just let me know where you're watching from if you're comfortable with that. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, I'd also like to know where you're watching from. And if you have any questions, feel free to connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn, Tatiana Graham. I'm also on Instagram at Tatiana Graham Inc. And you can also, if you're already in my group, Redefining Aches and Aging for Women, it's a private Facebook group that I run. It's free. Post lots of live workshops there as well. Go ahead and ask me your questions there. I'm always, looking to connect and happy to help you guys on the journey of, moving with ease, getting to know your body through movement and mindfulness. All right, so today our masterclass is titled How to Radically Reduce Your Neck and Back Pain, the 3 strategies that work when nothing else does. It's a highly interactive training, so please go ahead and find the chat and comment box, and don't be shy. I'm really, truly here for you guys to support you in your health journey, so it's really important that you ask me. There's no silly question. Your question's probably someone else's question. So the more interaction we have, the more you will get out of it. All right. So whether you're here live or watching the replay, let's focus. Okay, no multitasking. We are so guilty of trying to do a million things all the time, but you registered for this workshop for a reason. You showed up for a reason. So try to, stay present for the next 45 minutes or so. Pay attention. You can even leave your device in another room. Tell your children or family that, please don't come in my office right now, and just close all those other tabs. It's so tempting to check email and check all those notifications. So my promise to you today in this workshop is to show you how to start to shift away from feeling stuck in your body. Maybe your body feels stiff, sore, or like I hear all the time, I feel like I'm waking up with low energy, I'm feeling like I'm creaky, I'm 40, but I feel like I'm 80, okay? So my promise to you is to show you how to start feeling unstuck and stop feeling defined by your pain, and how to gain clarity on how to move forward and start moving with ease, live your life freely, and enjoy your life in the healthiest version of yourself possible. Can you relate to any of these points? Maybe you're tired of going to appointments bi-weekly or weekly or monthly, such as physiotherapy, chiro, massage, acupuncture, osteopathy, whatever it is, only to get temporary relief. Or maybe you're fed up of going to appointments with your family doctor and being prescribed anti-inflammatories, more painkillers, or not being taken seriously. So many of my female clients end up coming to see me because their family doctors, to be honest, they just don't have the time or the background knowledge to guide them in safe exercise and movement. And a lot of times they're kind of dismissed, and it's just, chalked up to aging. Okay, so are you fed up with being dismissed or being prescribed medications? Let me know in the chat if that resonates. Or maybe you're tired of Googling back pain exercises and, YouTubing different stretches and things like that, only to find yourself lost in thousands of images and videos. Maybe you're tired of not being able to show up the way you want as a mom, or maybe as a grandma. You want to be able to run around with your kids, get down on the ground with your toddlers, and get back up without feeling like you have to climb up your knees or hold on to the back of a chair. Or maybe you want to be able to coach their hockey team or their soccer team without feeling like you're going to pay for it the rest of the week. Or maybe you're more like this bullet point. You don't feel like your pain is that bad. You're still doing everything you need to do, but it kind of feels like you're dragging. You're stiff and sore, and it's not exciting. It's not easy. There isn't an ease in your movement. You can do it, but there's sort of this like resistance. Or maybe you just feel like I've tried everything and this is just what 40 plus feels like, I guess. ... But then you realize, oh my gosh, I still have so many more years of life left to live. And you know deep down that something has to change, right? You know that it's not just the longevity of life you're looking for. You want quality. Actually, I heard a new word this week called, it's not just about lifespan, because we hear about lifespan all the time. What about health span? Why should we only feel good in our bodies up to 40 years old, right? Like after 40, why can't we still have the next 40 years feeling really great and in this amazing version of ourselves? So I will tell you that it is not your fault. Okay, if you are feeling the way you're feeling and feeling a bit discouraged that whatever you're doing is not working, I promise you that it is not your fault. Let me know whether you're watching the replay or if you're here live in the chat. Let me know if this is something maybe that's similar to your dreams. One day you will wake up feeling free from tension, aches, and pains. And you'll wake up every day like that. No more relying on anti-inflammatories, painkillers, medications, reaching for that Advil, Tylenol so that you're able to get through your day. You will be able to perform activities of daily living, like walking, going for a run, running errands at the store without leaning on the grocery cart, being able to play soccer or go to the park with your kids, and not fearful that you're going to tweak something and hurt your back. Maybe part of your dream is to keep up with your kids or your grandkids one day. Or maybe you already have grandkids and you just want to be able to be that active grandma who is, doing active things with them, not sitting in a chair watching them, but being part of the fun. Another part of the dream might be feeling like when you wake up, you're ready for your day. You're energetic, you have energy, and you feel limber and loose. And you'll finally feel confident in your body and your abilities, your mental abilities, your physical abilities, and your emotional abilities. Okay? Tell me if you can relate to any of those bullet points. I know these are lots of, there's a reason I wrote it into my slides. It's because I hear this all the time with my clients, right? I want to be able to keep up with my kids. I want to be an active grandma. I want to help my daughter and my son-in-law when they're so busy with work. I want to help them with the grandchildren, and I want to stay active and prevent my body from getting hurt. I hear this a lot from my clients that are grandmas, and I think that's amazing. Or maybe you are someone with young kids and you really want to be able to coach their teams, but without feeling, a little bit timid or fearful that you're going to throw your back out. Okay, so that's that confident in your body and your abilities. Let me know in the chat if any of that resonated with you. Before we go any further, I know some of you do know me, but I have some new people in the group and some new people that are just finding me on social media. So a quick intro, my name is Tatiana. I, first and foremost, am a mom. I have 3 young kids. And my passion lies in mindful movement. I've been a physiotherapist for over 12 years, and I have been teaching yoga and mindfulness for over 10. I recently, in the last year and a half, created a program called the Move with Ease Method. And it was born out of a passion for helping women, mostly 40 plus, overcome feeling older than they should, suffering from aches and pains. And sometimes it's not even just aches and pains, but it's just that feeling that, like, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what my body needs. I don't trust my body. Okay. I hear this a lot from my busy working women clients, feeling that disconnect. And I'm super passionate about helping these women, you, be able to finally live life freely and do the things that you love and feel confident in your own body, right? We don't want to just go through the motions of life. We want to participate the way we want to, show up the way we want to. So a little bit of background. This is a picture of me as a new mom. That baby that you see there is now 11 and a half. So this is several years ago. And I was also a pretty new physiotherapist. And while I was good at what I did, I really focused my treatment on physical pains, physical symptoms, biomechanics, ergonomics, and anatomy. And I took lots of courses like K-taping, dry needling, manual therapy, you know, working with my hands, adjusting people, soft tissue release, so soft tissue work. And it's not like people didn't get better. Oh, and exercise, of course, movement. But it wasn't 100%. Meaning there was like a missing piece, but I didn't even know there was a missing piece because when you go to physiotherapy school and medical school and all these kinds of things, it's all really great. And I think things are changing now, but historically, especially in our Western society, we tend to be we try to separate emotional health, mental health, and physical health, and then spiritual health. Some people think that's woo-woo, but it's really not. Really, they're all connected. And actually, I've been reading this book, When the Body Says No. Highly recommend if you haven't picked it up. It's written by a doctor. And I'm going to just read one excerpt from just even the beginning of the book. He says, there's this tendency in our Western world to understand, and we attempt to understand the body in isolation from the mind. Okay. And that emotions influence and are influenced by the functioning of our major organs, the integrity of our immune defenses, and the workings of the many circulating biological substances that help govern the body's physical states. When emotions are repressed, this inhibition disarms the body's defenses against illness. Okay, so there's so many nuggets in this book. I just wanted to share that a little bit because I think that sometimes as a practitioner, there's such an emphasis, especially in our education, to be evidence-based and treat our patients through evidence-based therapy, which is good. That protects the patient, right? We're not just doing some woo-woo stuff. But at the same time, we can't treat the physical body without addressing what someone's mental body might be preventing them from moving past that wall in the physical body. I'll get more into that as we go into the talk today, but I just wanted to sort of show you that even for me, I've evolved as a practitioner over time. So I decided to invest as my body started changing. So I had in that picture as a young physio, I had a baby. And then I was postpartum and then became pregnant with my second and just started noticing changes in my own body, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I invested in yoga teacher training and mindfulness training, really going through the changes in my own body and suffering from things like running injuries and, other things. It really opened my eyes and my mindset to see that we can't just address the one part that I just talked about. We do have to understand pain and healing and preventative health from a mental, emotional, physical, and a spiritual lens. And in recognizing the importance of all these four components, I had no problem investing in myself for my personal and professional growth, my own health, and my own development. So old me would have resisted it a little bit, but recognizing that, seeing the changes and seeing the success I had through my postpartum times as I got to know my own body more through mentorship, it just really, sealed the deal. Like, okay, we can't just do exercises because that's good for my back, or I can't just do core stuff because I need to, like, it all has to come together full circle. And again, I'll get deeper into that as we talk about this. And again, it wasn't overnight. It's not like I suddenly, overnight had this aha moment and then created my Move with Ease method. There was a lot of trial and error over the years. I've taught all ages. I've taught, in this picture, it's a kindergarten class. I've taught, young children yoga and mindfulness to, I have clients in their 70s and 80s do yoga and mindfulness too. So at first, when I was introducing yoga into my physio practice, it was just for the physical postures, right? It was like, okay, like tight hamstring, let's stretch it. We'll use these yoga postures to stretch your tight hamstring. And as I started to implement it slowly over years, over time, started to introduce my clients and myself to buy into the slower side of yoga. And I don't want to call it slow, but it's taking the time to be intentional and purposeful with our movement. Okay. And it's not that easy when you think about how busy and go our world is, right? Everything is fast at the tip of our fingertips, right? So to slow down and really have someone tune into how they're breathing, sitting still in some postures and stretches. How do we listen to our body even when we have pain and discomfort rather than be fearful of it, and really build that strong mind-body connection, which is, that's where true healing happens. These are hard things, A, to do on your own, and B, to sell. I don't want to say sell, but like convince someone that that's what they need when we're so used to being go. But guys, I will tell you how it is. This is what most of us need, is this ability to bring our nervous system down enough from that heightened busy state to take the time to really build that connection. How did it actually come together is the lockdown. And nobody likes to talk about COVID, but I will say that one amazing thing that came out of it was that my clients realized that they could heal through movement, mindful movement, that is. Okay, so lockdown happened March 2020. Everything was closed, even my practice, right? And for the first couple of weeks, people were like, "Oh, I'll just book with you when the restrictions are lifted." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." But it didn't happen, right? I think we were in lockdown for like 3 months back then, and pain didn't go away. People still had back pain. People still had neck pain. In fact, it probably got worse because they started to work from home. They weren't moving as much, stuck, stuck at home, lack of movement, and pain wasn't going away. So people started to book virtual visits with me, and I couldn't use my hands on them, right? All I could do was guide them in mindful movement and coach them on how to listen to their bodies, coach them on how to move their bodies. And my clients were empowered. They felt like they just felt so good and they were amazed. They're like, "I can't believe I feel so much better." And it's because they had to do the work, right? Like if they came to see me, which they had been, and I gave them their homework, they might like do it a little bit or like once and then just be like, "Oh, I'm going to see her in 2 weeks. So I'll just wait till I see her." Right. But during lockdown, that option wasn't there. So whatever guided movement we were doing, and then that was their homework, they actually did it. And they actually got better faster, which is really cool. I want to talk to you about Robin. She is a client of mine that I've known for a while. She's a RN, Director General and Chief Nursing Officer with Indigenous Services Canada. And she says, prior, I suffered the effects and persistent and sometimes debilitating back pain. So I remember Robin would tell me, okay, like every time I work out with my personal trainer, I do really well, we do great. And then I hit the ceiling, I hit this wall where I just can't lift more, I can't do more. My lower back is talking to me, it's threatening. So after the program, which includes a lot of mindfulness and yoga, so she says, through mindfulness and yoga, Tatiana has given me the tools required to stay in the game in terms of my own wellness program. So she's a runner, strength training, biking, snowshoeing, and skiing. We do live in Ottawa. And through breathing and a focus on strengthening my inner core, I can continue to do all the work that needs to get done in both my personal and professional life. So this is really great. Like Robin runs 3 days a week with her sister, who doesn't live in the same city. So they like pop in their AirPods, they go for a walk. And one really cool thing that came out of this after working with me in the Move with Ease method is that she no longer felt like threatened during her runs and would have to like kind of brace herself. She could actually just run with her sister and just enjoy the conversation they were having and not be distracted by her back talking to her. And she was able to advance her personal training. So she's still working with her trainer and they have broken that ceiling. She is able to access her deep inner core and move up in weight, which is super cool. So we're going to go into concepts. There's 3 concepts. And the first concept is the reason why you're waking up probably feeling old, stiff, and sore is that you're relying on passive therapies or you don't know exactly what to do. Okay, so chiro, massage, acupuncture, even physio, if you're going and getting passive therapy, it's good and it will give you relief, but it's not sustainable, right? It's temporary relief, but it's not sustainable. It's like a Band-Aid, okay? Pain medication, same thing. You might be taking Advil, Tylenol, anti-inflammatories, whatever, either over the counter or prescribed. Again, it's just masking the symptoms, but it's not getting at the root cause. You might be trying topical rubs, back braces, massagers, and other gadgets. Again, lots of clients ask me like, what do you think about the massage gun or the TENS machine? And those things are great for temporary relief, but they don't address the root cause. And perhaps you're doing Dr. Google or YouTube, but there's so much information out there, right? Do I need to strengthen? Do I need to stretch? Which muscles do I need to strengthen? Which ones do I stretch? How many reps? How many breaths? Do I start here or there? it's overwhelming. And frankly, as busy working women, busy moms, you just don't have time to break it all down and create a program for yourself. And also, likely this isn't your background. This isn't what you went to school for. So that's where someone with expertise and experience can really help you, right? Get rid of all the noise. Here's what you should do. Here's what works. Follow these steps. Okay, so core concept number one, like I said, all those things don't address the root cause. And the root cause that I know for my women 40 plus who suffer from feeling like they wake up old, stiff, and sore is there's a lack of mind-body connection. Or you can say there's structural disconnection, okay? The spine is 3D. It wants to move in 3D. There's lack of movement in all the joints of the spine, okay? There's a lack of mind-body connection. I talked about that. There's a lack of inner core awareness. Okay, did you know you have an inner core? Probably didn't even know you had an inner core. Okay, I'm not talking about the six-pack. Improper breath and posture, and lots of muscle imbalances. Okay, so that is the root cause. Core concept number two of why we're waking up feeling old, stiff, and sore is that there's this faulty belief or misconception that you need to get rid of your pain first before you can go and be active, or that you need hours at the gym to be fit, or that yoga is not good for my back. People with back pain can't do yoga or shouldn't do yoga, or prescription and over-the-counter meds are required to prevent or alleviate pain. Or it's wrong for me to spend money and time on myself when I should be focusing on my kids and my family. Who resonates with any of those? Who resonates with any of those faulty beliefs? Or maybe you think it's too hard to stick to the plan. I can't commit. I travel. I'm too busy with work and kids, and life is just too busy right now. I can't commit. Everyone in my family has struggled with back pain and joint aches, so I will too. It runs in my family. No, I can show you that that's not true, okay? Yes, there's a genetic component, but it is not all of it. You know, we have different parts of our DNA that that can be triggered, and it has a cascade of effects, right? Turning on different proteins and genes like that. So if you are able to do some therapy, mindful movement, you can, you know, alleviate that generational, or you can stop that generational, oh, my grandma, my mom, they all had bad backs, so I will have a bad back. Like, you can break that cycle. And it's too hard, I can't stick to a plan. I promise you, you don't need hours at the gym. I can show you with your work clothes on how you can move your body in a mindful, intentional way that will alleviate your aches and pains. It's not a quick fix, but it's totally doable, okay? And you can implement it into your existing workday. And then I also get this comment, isn't it normal to have aches and pains when we get older? No, it's not normal, but it's common, and it's becoming more common because we all sit at a desk and we're all quite sedentary every day. So actually, that's the root cause. It's not the age. So age is not our barrier. I will say though, after the age of 40, it's kind of a magical age. We do have to be more intentional. We don't bounce back like we did in our 20s, or we can't get away with you know, not moving for a while and then suddenly going for a 10K run, like maybe you did in your 20s and you're okay. When we're this age, we just have to be a bit more mindful and intentional and consistent with our practice. I'm going to take a pause here and talk about another client of mine. She's right here with her daughter. This is Nikki. Nikki is a mom of 2 energetic kids. She is a teacher by day and a hockey mom by night. She coaches her kids' hockey team. And I think the best way to talk about Nikki is to read her story from her lens. So I'm just going to pull that up. And I'm speaking from the perspective of Nikki. I am a mother of 2 energetic kids, and my husband and I have the privilege of coaching some of their teams. I used to be a high-level hockey player, but over the past 20 years, she's 41, my old knee injury and my multiple ACL surgeries have continued to affect me. It's been a constant struggle because my body feels much older than it should. I often find myself frustrated during activities as my mind believes I can do something, but my body doesn't always cooperate. Compensating for my injured left knee for such a long time has resulted in stiffness in my back, a significant imbalance in my hips, and overall tightness throughout my body. As a teacher, I'm constantly on the move at school, but I wasn't mindful of my actions, which only worsened my imbalances. It wasn't until I started working with Tatiana that I became aware of these compensations. She has helped me reestablish a connection with my left leg, relearn how to move my body, and transform my mindset from one of pain and fear to confidence, strength, and reduced discomfort, all through the convenience of virtual sessions. Thanks to our work together, I've been able to return to CrossFit, play team sports like ball hockey, including being the goalie. I can also coach without limping or feeling the need to take a seat. Tatiana has equipped me with not only the physical tools, but also the mental tools to overcome old patterns that no longer serve me. I've developed a newfound love for non-competitive movement and continue to learn how to be patient with my body. I'm incredibly grateful that I embarked on this journey because I can now experience significantly less pain and show up as a teacher, mother, and coach in the way I've always wanted. I can participate in sports without fear or feeling like I'm not giving it my all. I wholeheartedly recommend Tatiana to all my friends and colleagues who aspire to be active and healthy, but are struggling with pain or limitations. Truly a game changer. That's pretty cool. So, when I first met Nikki, she really did favor her left knee, and you could even see a big muscle difference between her 2 legs. And we worked together. She was in the Move with Ease method. And again, it's not overnight. She did a lot of homework. She really did. And she's a busy, you just heard, she's a teacher. It's not like she sits at a desk all day, actually. So if you do have a desk job, it's probably even more accessible for you, right? Because you can plan your own schedule, I think. But as a teacher, she's on the move, right? Classes, teaching, but she used her prep time, not the whole time, but chunks, little time blocks. This is what I was talking about. The program really does take into account the busy working mom, busy working woman. So it's totally doable. And she relearned her body, established just strong structural connection. She had awareness. She was able to shift her mindset over time. Again, it wasn't overnight. She had to really catch herself when she would like, I hate my left leg, or that left knee is I'm never gonna be able to walk the stairs that way because my left knee's a bum knee. She really had to start, being aware, catching that, and then shifting her mindset and relearn how to move and heal her body. And honestly, it's been amazing to watch her journey, like to be back at CrossFit. That's such a hard workout. Being confident on the ice, on skates as a hockey coach, being able to play goalie, like butterfly position, saving shots, and just free to play with her kids, swim in the pool with them all summer, getting her body around her school without limping up and down the stairs. That's really amazing. Nikki's story is super inspiring. quickly, I'm going to tell you about Vera, another client who went through the Move with Ease method. Vera is in her mid-70s, and she worked with me last spring. And her goal was to be a hands-on grandma. She has 5 active grandchildren. She wanted to be able to help her children by being able to babysit and hang out with her grandchildren, but in a way that was interactive and fun. And she loves traveling and doing fun activities. And she just was looking for longevity of quality of life, not just quantity of life. And this testimonial came in, I think she was 3 weeks into the program. The program is 12 weeks total. And she said, at 3 weeks, arrived in Kincardine, small town on Lake Huron, last evening to spend a week with my son and family. Started the day showing your XYZ spine to my granddaughter. She's 9. And then she showed me 10 yoga positions she learned at school this week. How fun. She could do yoga with her granddaughter. That's so cool. Went for a 2-hour hike with my son and his Bernese mountain dog. Remarkably, I'm not even tired. I credit my new Move with Ease routine. Thank you. See, isn't that so cool? Even at the age of, I think she was 74 at the time. Yeah. You can make change. The age is not the barrier. It truly is mindset shift, awareness, and knowing the steps, knowing what to do and why you're doing it, and creating that strong mind-body connection. Our mind is so powerful, and it can really, truly be our biggest healer, or your mind can be biggest destroyer. Another client, I should quote her, her name's Caroline. She said that last year. She was like, wow, like this is eye-opening. My mind can either be my biggest destroyer or my biggest healer, right? This brings us to core concept number 3, which is the 5 things that change everything for my clients. This is the discovery, okay? So first, we need that structural connection or strong mind-body connection. We need to understand the spine in 3D and relearn our deep foundational muscles. So breath, inner core. It's like a house. Your body is a house. If you don't have a strong foundation, the walls are going to crumble. No matter how awesome you build those walls, if your foundation is not solid and there, what's going to happen, right? Mindfulness, okay? Again, that mindset shift. We have to be able to connect our mind to our body and also have a different mindset, not one of fear and pain and don't, like I'm old and I can't do it, to, okay, curiosity, kindness, compassionate patience with oneself and one body, in your body. Addressing the physical cause of pain doesn't 100% solve the problem, as we saw, right? We need to face and work through any emotional blocks there might be. Some people don't even know that they have emotional blocks. And I'm not talking about only like traumatic events, but you may be carrying low-grade stress and you don't even know that you're carrying that low-grade stress. So these are some of the things that we coach through inside the program, okay? We need easy to follow mindful movement practices. So we take the guesswork out of it. No more Googling, YouTubing, which stretches, which that. I have a proven step-by-step protocol that works. And we tend to show up for others, right? So when you're in the program, you get accountability. You get a community. So other like-minded women who want to also live and feel better and are committed to their health, which is going to uplift you. And mentorship, me. Okay, I've worked with so many women over the years. I've rehabbed myself. I'm still on my health journey. It never stops. And this is my passion. So I'm here for you. One more case study before we start to wrap things up. I want to show you or tell you about my friend Nicole. So Nicole and I met in physiotherapy school. And she's a physiotherapist, and now she's a professor at Queen's in kinesiology, so in exercise world and body and movement. And this is why this is really cool, because she has the knowledge, she has all the background, but she was still experiencing aches and pains in her body. So I'm going to read her testimonial from her perspective. Tatiana and I go way back when we met during our master's in physical therapy at Queen's. Even as an educated physio myself with a PhD, and now I'm an assistant professor in kinesiology, I'm a mom of 2 young children, I find myself struggling with aches and pains in my body as I age. She's not even that old. She's like not even 40 yet. She's late 30s. I tell you my education not to show off, but to demonstrate that even though I have the knowledge and the education, I still struggle. I couldn't believe just a few months ago when my 4-year-old asked me to race her to the car. As we started running, I couldn't believe how awkward and out of body I felt. Another time, I was goofing around with my 2 kids, 4 and 1, in my backyard, and I felt my ankle roll. It wasn't sprained, but it just felt funny. Fast forward a week later, I stood up from my desk at home and while I was working at my computer, and I sprained that ankle. It goes to show that even though I know all the things, these things still happen to me. I'm realizing now that I need to get my body in a healthy state so that I can get down and play with my kids and get back up. I want to keep up with them. I want to be able to feel confident and good when I race my daughter in the parking lot next time. I want to feel strong and deeply connected to my body again. Being a busy working mom, compounded with sedentary work life that happened with the pandemic, I have really started to notice the negative effects on my body. Working with Tatiana inside the Move with Ease method meant I had some key supports which helped me succeed. Community, so the other women that she was able to connect with every week. Accountability. So again, we tend not to show up for ourselves, but we'll show up when we have someone to show up for, right? A mentor, a community, that's part of it. Straightforward action tasks and steps so that I didn't have to think. I had enough on my mental load with work and kids and stress and life. I just wanted to know what to do and do it. And this is coming from a physiotherapist, like she has the background. But that mental load is real, right? Busy mom, working full time. I don't want to think when I have to move my body. I want someone to tell me what to do and guide me. And, I think as moms, as women, we have it's wired in our DNA. We're so built to serve others and nurture others. What about us, right? What about us? We want someone to nurture us too. We're still human beings. We want someone to care for us, cheer us on, show us when we're doing something good or help us correct when we're doing something that maybe is harming us. Like that mentorship, that accountability, that community. We still want that part. Just because we're moms and we're serving everyone doesn't mean once in a while we don't like being served, right? It's like not cooking and going to the restaurant. It's so lovely. So in this sense, even though Nicole knew all the things she should have been doing, it's hard to do it yourself. And as her coach, as her mindful movement coach, I was able to do that for her and take the guesswork out of it and be here for her and her sounding board and listen and coach her through movements and modify things when we needed to. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, and she even said that, right? Like I can ask Tatiana questions and have her modify my exercises to meet my needs. So I'm so happy to say Nicole graduated last June. She's still a very busy working mom, but she's able to have more energy now after her kids go to bed. So she's been consistently working out twice a week. They have a beautiful gym in their basement. And in the summertime, she told me she was able to garden. They have a huge property, lots of flower beds, vegetable garden beds. And she didn't end up paying for it gardening all weekend during the week. She felt much better in her posture. She used to tell me she felt like a question mark. If you looked at her from the side, she was a question mark. So she feels more like an exclamation mark. And she loved the weekly coaching sessions because it held her accountable. She could ask questions, get clarification, and the community, right? The other women collaborating, connecting, sharing each other's stories, sharing movement together. Even though we're virtual, there's still that energy is there. And sharing wins, sharing struggles was the key to the success for her in the program. And that's true for the other ladies as well. So quickly, I'm just going to wrap things up by going through the core concepts. Remember, the first one was that the real reason you're waking up with aches and pains is structural disconnection or lack of mind-body connection. Core concept number 2 was you might have some faulty beliefs, and it's not your fault. It's just what we see and what you maybe grew up with or know is that you need to get rid of your pain first before you start exercising, or that you need to focus on your family before you focus on you. Remember, when you're the healthiest and the happiest version of you, that's how you can best support the people around you as well. It's like the whole airplane mask thing, right? You put the oxygen on you first, then your child or your whoever you're taking care of. And core concept number 3 was the discovery that changed everything for me and then for my clients is that we need 5 elements to really address this aches and pains of aging, this stereotypical belief. Okay, we need 5. Root cause, we have to address the root cause. We need a plan, a proven plan with step-by-step method. So you don't have to think, no more mental load, right? Address the spine in 3D and the deep core. If you don't know what I mean by XYZ spine, make sure you download my free guide. I talk about XYZ spine. It is so important and you can start practicing right now. Okay, so go ahead and download my free guide. If you don't have it, let me know. I can send it to you. Hi, Charlene. I'm just wrapping up, but it's so nice to see you come in. Support and mentorship and accountability and community. Those are the 5 elements that help one succeed, truly succeed. So remember why you showed up today or why you're watching the replay. It's because you wanted to stop waking up feeling old, stiff, and sore. You want to live free of pain. You want to start moving with ease in your body and feeling confident. You want to move into the second half of your life in the healthiest version of you possible, right? We want health span, not just lifespan. And you want to enjoy all the activities that you love. My promise to you was that I would show you how to start shifting away from feeling stuck in your pain, feeling defined by it, and stop waking up feeling old, stiff, and sore, and start moving and becoming free in your body and confident. So now we have a choice. Now you have a choice. We can go down path A, which is what you've always been doing. Maybe you're taking medication. Maybe you're doing passive therapies. We talked about this, massage once a week, chiro once a month, maybe physio every 2 weeks. These are all the Band-Aid solutions, right? You continue to feel defined by your pain. Nothing really changes. And you keep investing in the things that you've done and haven't really worked. But there's only short-term relief and no true return for your future self. Okay? Or you can try path B. Move with ease method, right? You get accountability, sustainability in your results, personal growth, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. And I'm not talking religion. I'm talking about that je ne sais quoi, that intuitive being able to get in touch with you, your deepest values, and that emanates throughout. Okay, it's not woo-woo, it's true. When you can have all those components, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, that's where we get that true connection to ourselves. And that's how the body stops saying no and the body will say yes. And basically investing in your health in a way that will pay you back 1,000 times in your future. Your future self is going to thank you. So how do we do this, right? I'm going to offer a Move with Ease assessment call. It's about 30 to 40 minutes and it's free, okay? Because I want to help you gain clarity on where you're at, what you want to achieve, and if I can help you. And if I can help you and we're a good fit to work together, we'll take it from there. I'll invite you into the program. But it's really important that we figure out what your goals are, gain clarity around your problem or your pain points, and just, see if we're a good fit to work together. So if you would like to book a call, the link is there. You can also email me or message me on all the different platforms I mentioned at the beginning. Just connect with me. It's super easy for me to fire you the link. And then we can schedule a call to chat. The call will be around your goals and what you've been struggling with, what challenges you feel might derail your success. For example, I hear this a lot, which is time commitment and feeling fearful that it won't work. I promise you that if you are dedicated to your health and your goals, you will make the time for you. You make the time for everyone else, right? So if you're committed to yourself and wanting to feel better and you want to feel different next year, like imagine yourself a year from now, feeling free, moving with ease, waking up not stiff and sore. If you can visualize that self for you next year, you'll commit to it now. Like I told you guys, I will always tell the truth. It's not a quick fix. It takes some work, but it doesn't have to look like sweating hours at the gym. Okay. And I can show you how step by step, small bite-sized pieces, actionable tasks, even if you're in your work clothes, it's doable. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about on the call. There's no catch. I'm literally just here to support you. Whether we work together or not, you'll gain value, insight, and clarity. Okay. And I'm just spreading my passion, mindful movement. It's what I saw, like I said, during pandemic. That's what empowered my clients to heal and move, and truly they were empowered, right? The call is not for you if you're looking for a quick fix, but I don't think you are because you showed up for this workshop. If you don't have an open mind and open heart, right? We have to be vulnerable and open in order to receive and get curious about ourselves and not be stuck. You're not committed to having a life free of pain. You're impatient with yourself and others, or you continue to blame past events and past traumas for your current pain. We can get through it together, but we have to shift that mindset, and I'll help you with that if that's something you struggle with. The call is for you if you're ready to stop doing all those things that don't work, that are just kind of band-aid solutions, and you want to try a proven system that does work. You're done with short-term results, and you know that the road to success may not be straight, right? But you're committed, and you're okay with a bit of loops and lines. You recognize health as an investment, and you're coachable, and you ask for support and accountability. If this is for you, then please go ahead and book a call. Ask me questions anytime. So if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. If you think of them later, you can ask me later. Before we say goodbye, I just want to end with this quote, which I heard from Huxley Worksman. I was at one of his shows December, not this past December, but this December before. And before he sang a song, he said, in the first half of life, you feel like you have this endless runway, right? Like you're in your 20s, you're invincible, you can do whatever you want. The world is your oyster. And then we hit our 40s, and in the second half of life, you realize you have a shorter runway, but it's also a second chance at life. And you realize there's a limit to your time here, and you want to live life to its fullest, making each day matter. And when he said that, I was just finishing creating my Move with Ease method, and it just really resonated with me because it's so true. You know, when we're in our 20s, we think we have all this time in the world. And then we hit our 40s and it feels like time is like slipping through our fingers, but there's a choice. Do we slow things down a little bit and get patient with ourselves and our bodies and start to discover things that maybe we've never discovered before? And really, you know, you can get stronger, you can get healthier, you can get more flexible, even after 40. I have a client who didn't start running until she was 50, and she's turning 65 this year, and she'll be running her 10th marathon. That's super inspiring. I suffered a really bad hip injury last year training for a marathon. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, lots of negative thoughts happened, but I caught myself and I had to shift my mindset. I had to start from scratch. I ran a 30K race and I had to go back to, you know, training for 1K. This year, I ran my fastest 5K I've ever run in my life. And again, it wasn't overnight. It took me 7 months, but I'm back to running. So that's super exciting. So I just want you guys to feel inspired by these stories. I hope to work with you, even if we don't keep using the free resources in the group, the Facebook group. And any questions, I'm happy to connect anytime. All right, guys, that's all for today. And I hope to see you soon, whether it's at the next workshop, through email, social. I'm here to support your health. Okay, bye for now.